Good evening and welcome into St. Joseph High School here in Westchester, Illinois, where tonight the Chargers host the Brother Rice Crusaders on Hall of Fame night, a huge night every single season here at St. Joe's. Connor Klingen, honored to be joined here by the CEO of Arena Sportsnet, Brian Snow.
A pleasant good evening to one and all in the region, across the nation, around the world. We welcome y'all to what we are going to affectionately call the St. Joseph Spectrum in Westchester, Illinois. As you heard what Connor said, it's St. Joe, it's Brother Rice, it's Hall of Fame night here on this Friday night in January. And Connor, you've had a chance to follow St. Joseph all season long. A bit of inconsistency toward the middle part of the season. You'll hear from Coach Pingatore in a little bit. We got Hall of Fame ceremonies coming your way. But let's quickly go to our St. Joseph Alumni Association keys to the game. Connor has 3 keys for a win tonight for St. Joe.
Well, 3 keys for the Chargers, Brian. Defend the three-point line. This Brother Rice program, coached by an alum in Bobby Frazier, he's somebody who could shoot the 3-ball back in the day. They like to swing it around the arc and shoot it from outside. The other key, as always, rebounding. The Chargers have the size advantage, and they need to work hard and take advantage of that. My 3rd key tonight, free throw shooting for the Chargers. It's been something that's been up and down. It was great last Saturday against Homewood Flossmoor, and it needs to continue to be that way.
It really does need to continue. They scored the last 6 against Homewood Flossmoor, shut them out over the final 95 seconds to seal that win, including 2 big free throws in the, as I said, in the final 90 seconds to seal that win. They face a Brother Rice team 13-8 coming into tonight. One of the first teams I ever covered in the Chicago Catholic League for a long time, coached by one Pat Richardson, and a little bit of a history lesson as we get ready for this game tonight. These 2 teams faced each other in the 2005 City Suburban Showdown at the UIC Pavilion, but it wasn't Bobby Frazier who did the Chargers in. It was a sharpshooter by the name of Brian Harrigan who lit up UIC Pavilion with 6 3-point field goals. He was 6 for 10 that evening, 18 points, and Brother Rice scored a 5-point upset win, 74-69 in that game. Both teams went downstate that year, 2005. Brother Rice went down and lost to Stevenson in that that state tournament. Tonight, Hall of Fame night, whole bunch of people going in. The atmosphere is going to be off the charts this evening, Connor. And we talked about it a couple of weeks ago on Snowman in the Morning. I didn't think I'd have a chance to get here, but I am here, and 'tis I who am honored to call this game with you, my friend.
Well, happy to have you here, Brian. It's really exciting. Should be a great game and a great event with
Indeed.
Hall of Fame night. Evan Turner, Dimitri McCamey, and Jonathan Peoples, the boys basketball players going in. Plenty of girls basketball players, as well as the first girls basketball team in St. Joe history. The whole team going into the Hall of Fame.
2007 was that year. Jonathan Peoples, a 4-year varsity letter winner, playing 3 of the 4 years as a starter. He was on that 2005 team that faced Brother Rice at the UIC Pavilion. Dimitri McCamey, another one. They were the 1-2 punch for St. Joe on that team.
And, of course, Evan Turner. Evan and Dimitri can't be here tonight. Evan playing with the Trailblazers. Dimitri playing over in Europe professionally. But Jonathan Peoples will be in the house tonight to go into the St. Joe Hall of Fame.
Well, let's see if we can get him at halftime. The sophomore game kind of winding down here. We'll take you through that. Brother Rice with the ball down 2. And timeout called by Brother Rice. They'll have 9 seconds to get a shot. So you're getting a little bonus basketball here on Arena Sportsnet. And I promised Connor an announcement at the top of the second quarter. I'm not going to wait any longer. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do this right now. In 1 week's time, everybody that follows us on Arena Sportsnet Chicago will have a site of their own. ArenaSportsNetChicago.com will go live 1 week from Monday, where you can follow Connor's call of St. Joe, our coverage of Chicago High School and college athletics, especially when we get knee-deep into the baseball season. Going to have a lot of baseball for you. We got some summer basketball and baseball for you. So 1 week from Monday, arenasportsnetchicago.com will be premiering, and it will go online at 4 p.m. Eastern Time, 3 p.m. Central Time. So, folks, it's going to be even easier for you to follow all the action here in Chicago. And as mentioned, you guys are getting a little bit of a bonus tonight. Brother Rice has the ball. As they come left to right, they look for the tie, and they don't get it. And it looks like St. Joe's going to pull this off. That will be that. St. Joe with the win. And with that, we are going to pause for a break. And when we come back, we got some induction ceremonies to take care of. Along with Connor Klingon, this is Brian Snow. The Hall of Fame induction ceremony is next. From the Spectrum here in Westchester, Illinois, this is St. Joseph basketball on Arena Sportsnet and Arena Sportsnet Chicago. Welcome back to the St. Joseph Alumni Association pregame show as we await the start of the Hall of Fame ceremonies. Along with Connor Klingon, Brian Snow here with you. And Connor, take a look and listen to the atmosphere of this place tonight. It's a little more amped up because of the Hall of Fame ceremony. You and I have had numerous chances to talk about this over the past couple of weeks. This is the kind of crowd that you look forward to on a Hall of Fame night like this.
Oh, no doubt about it, Brian. This gym has been electric all season, and as you said, a little bit of added juice tonight with it being Hall of Fame night.
Indeed.
And some great inductees, 7 total, 6 athletes. We have a whole team going in that first varsity girls basketball team from 2007. But along with Jonathan Peoples, Evan Turner, and Dimitri McCamey, you have Latasha Hollingshed, Aisha Washington, and then you have Patrick Tanzillo, who played football here at St. Joe's, a 1981 graduate. And it should be great here tonight. Always love it.
And a couple of familiar faces were in the area, albeit not for a good reason. Anybody who's watched basketball knows the name Isaiah Thomas, who was in the area. Unfortunately, he lost his brother. That's why he's here. But Daryl Thomas, another St. Joseph alum. We mentioned the folks who are coming in tonight. There's so much tradition with St. Joseph and Coach Ping And Mark Sassetti, our executive producer, had a chance to talk to him on the way over here. You put Gene Pingator's legendary 50-year schedule against some of the other. I think we're ready to get started. Let's go to the public address and Jay Meath.
Demetri McKinney, 2007 basketball. Demetri earned 3 varsity letters and was a 2-year starter for the Charger basketball team. Ranked in the top 10 nationally as a point guard, he helped the Chargers teams to an 81-9 record during his tenure. During that time, his teams captured 3 SEC championships, 3 Proviso West Florida championships, The University of Illinois crew played in the Roundball Classic at City River Gate and the North-South Gate. While at Illinois, he was a 4-year starter and selected 13 All-Big Ten in 2009, first team in 2010, and third team in 2011. In the 2009-2010 season, he was a Big Ten assist leader and runner-up nationally. Upon graduating from the University of Illinois, the usually played for the NBA D-League as well as overseas. He is currently playing professionally in Italy. Ladies and gentlemen, Dimitri McKinney, accepting on his behalf, and his brother DeAndre, and Dimitri's wife, Yasmin. Our next inductee, Jonathan Peoples, 2006 basketball. Jonathan is a 4-year university graduate and 3 or 4 years as a starter. He played on teams for 4 years in 99 and 18 with Olympic Moscow. A double-digit score of 3 to 4 years. His team won 3 USCC Conference Championships, 1 St. Charles Thanksgiving Tournament Championship, 2 Proviso West Tournament titles, 4 regional titles, and 1 sectional championship. He received a basketball scholarship to attend the University of Notre Dame. A 4-year letter there at Notre Dame, he was a part-time starter and team co-captain as a senior. He graduated and pursued a professional basketball career outside the USA. Ladies and gentlemen, Jonathan Peoples. Our next inductee, Evan Turner, 2007 basketball. A 2-year varsity letter, Evan led his team to a 2-year record of 53-7, which included 2 USCC conference titles, 2 St. Charles Thanksgiving Tournament titles, and 2 Proviso West Holiday Tournament championships, 2 regional titles, and 1 sectional championship. A constant player, he averaged 16 points, 6 rebounds as a junior, and 20 points, 8 rebounds as a senior. He played in the Roundball Classic, the City River Game, and the North-South Game. He received a basketball scholarship to attend Ohio State University, where he played for 3 years. In 101 games over 3 years, he averaged 15 points, 7 rebounds, and 4 assists per game. He was first team All-Big Ten in 2009 and 2010. In 2010, he was also the Big Ten Tournament MVP and Big Ten Player of the Year. Also in 2010, he was the consensus first team All-American and National College Player of the Year. He was drafted 2nd overall in the NBA draft by the Philadelphia 76ers and is currently playing for the Portland Trailblazers. Ladies and gentlemen, Evan Turner. Second on the half row, this is Brother Richard. Our next inductee, Aisha Washington, 2006 basketball. Aisha's love of basketball being at a very early age. When she turned 5 years old, her parents enrolled her in a basketball camp at the Westchester Park District, where she learned to develop the fundamentals of the game. As she learned new skills, she would come off team MVP, Aisha was named All-Area Server Life and Canadian Press all 4 years, and an All-State mention in her senior year. She went on to play college basketball at St. Ambrose, Iowa, where her team advanced to the NCAA Nationals 3 years in a row. She graduated from St. Ambrose in 2010 with a degree in business management and marketing and works for a Fortune 500 company. She also runs a seasonal basketball training program. Ladies and gentlemen, Aisha Washington. Our next inductee, the final inductee, the 2007 Varsity Girls Basketball Team. After its inaugural season, the St. Joseph Women's Varsity Basketball Team had an historic second year. The team brought home the program's first ever conference championship while competing in the GCAC weight division. The Chargers had an impressive 4-1 record from conference play, while compiling a solid 16-11 record overall. The team was dominated and led by its 4 starting seniors. Richards High School finished third place in the Richard High School Thanksgiving Tournament in a thrilling victory over Timothy Christian, in which freshman Darnell Gray hit a 15-foot jump shot in the closing seconds of the game to put the Chargers up for good, 32-31. Natasha Hollingshed and the Leah team received special recognition for their efforts that season as both were named to the All-Conference team, with Natasha receiving Conference Player of the Year honors. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2007 Varsity Girls Basketball Team.
Welcome back here to Arena Sportsnet, Arena Sportsnet Chicago. The Hall of Fame induction here at St. Joe's. What a great ceremony here in Westchester. New inductees to the Hall of Fame: Patrick Tanzillo, class of 1981, Latasha Hollingshed, class of 07, Dimitri McCamey, class of 07, Jonathan Peoples, class of 06, Evan Turner, class of 07, Aisha Washington, class of 06, and the 2007 Varsity Girls Basketball Team here at St. Joseph High School. A great Hall of Fame class going in here. The Athletic Hall of Fame began in 1991 to recognize the athletic accomplishments of former students, coaches, and teams. As you heard Jay Meath say, Patrick Tanzillo had a tremendous career on the gridiron for the Chargers, ran for 1,000 yards in his career, and passed for over 1,200, was an all-conference player in the East Suburban Catholic Conference. Latasha Hollingshed, a two-sport athlete at St. Joe's, played both volleyball and basketball, went on to have a great career at Bradley. Dimitri McCamey, of course, a nationally ranked player in his time here at St. Joe's, went on to have a tremendous career at the University of Illinois, was the Big Ten assist leader in his senior season, and went on to play in the NBA D-League and is now playing in Italy, and that's the reason he couldn't make it here tonight, but his wife and his brother accepting the honor for him. Jonathan Peoples in the building tonight, class of 2006. What a career he had, a 4-year letter winner for the Chargers, and it's not too often you see freshmen getting a varsity letter under Coach Gene Pingatore, so that tells you something about Jonathan Peoples as a player. The Chargers were outstanding during his 4-year career. 3 years, Jonathan was an all-conference player. Went on to play for the University of Notre Dame, and Mike Bray graduated from Notre Dame and continued to pursue a career in basketball outside of the United States. Evan Turner, another tremendous player, class of 2007. went on to have a great career at Ohio State, where he was the National Player of the Year his junior season, a first-team All-American, drafted second overall by the Philadelphia 76ers back in 2010, and is now a member of the Portland Trail Blazers. And Evan gave us a shout-out earlier in the season here on Arena Sportsnet, so congratulations to him for making the Hall of Fame now. Aisha Washington, class of 2006, and she played for the Immaculate Heart of Mary High School, had a great career, then went on to graduate from St. Ambrose University, where she played in 2010, received her degree from St. Ambrose, and then that 2007 varsity girls basketball team, it was the second year of the St. Joseph's women's basketball, and that team won the program's first ever conference championship. So an outstanding job by public address announcer Jay Meath here at St. Joe's, taking us through Hall of Fame night. As always, a tremendous event. And at this time, we'd like to remind you of a few other events going on in the St. Joseph community. February 10th, that's coming up pretty soon, annual Chargers Baseball Night Out. That'll be at Kenny's Irish Pub. For more information, you can contact Jay Meath at 708-642-3326. Then you have St. Joseph's Annual Charger Fest. That'll be a casino night and super raffle drawing April 21st of this year. $23,500 in prizes for 14 winners. There will be an early bird drawing on March 2nd for the two $500 prizes. Drawn winners will be put back in for the main drawing. Super raffle tickets are $100 each and can be purchased by contacting Kathy Taylor at 708-562-7488 or ktaylor at stjoehs.org. Coming up this summer, the St. Joseph Annual Alumni Golf Outing, open to all St. Joseph alumna of Immaculate Heart of Mary, and friends of St. Joseph High School. It'll be sponsored by the Alumni Association at St. Andrew's Golf Club in West Chicago. Well, before tonight's ceremonies and festivities for the Hall of Fame induction, I had a chance to talk with head coach Gene Pingatore. I asked him a bit about what it's like to see his former players be inducted into the Athletic Hall of Fame here at St. Joe's. And, of course, ask him about tonight's game against Brother Rice. Always a challenge to play the Crusaders, coached by Bobby Frazier. And I'm sure Brian will tell us a little bit about Coach Frazier, as Brian worked for Brother Rice High School back in the day, announcing their basketball games, as the Crusaders have now taken the floor here at St. Joe's. And we're just waiting for the Chargers to come out onto the floor here in Westchester. As Brian said earlier, a great crowd on hand for Hall of Fame night, and afterwards to see what should be a very exciting Chicago Catholic League game. Bobby Frazier had a great career for Brother Rice, went on to play for Roy Williams at the University of North Carolina, and he is now in his third season at the helm for Brother Rice. As we're just waiting for the Chargers, they're getting pumped up in the tunnel now. As the cheerleaders are forming a tunnel themselves for the players to run through to take the floor, and here come the Chargers. They take the floor wearing their white shorts with red warm-up tops, and we're just under 20 minutes away from tip-off here at St. Joseph High School. And what I said again, should be a tremendous basketball game. Well, as I said, Coach Pingatore spent a few minutes with me before tonight's game and before tonight's Hall of Fame festivities. And here it is, the interview with head coach Gene Pingatore, who was just walking out onto the floor right now. All right, we're here with St. Joseph Chargers head coach Gene Pingatore before tonight's huge game against Brother Rice, the Chicago Catholic League game. And, of course, Hall of Fame night, always an important night here at St. Joe's. It's really a special night for the whole community, and three of your former players are being inducted in the Hall of Fame. What is this moment like as a coach to see your former players get into the Hall of Fame?
Well, obviously it's special because of all their accomplishments when they were here in high school, and you reminisce about that. You don't see them that much during the year, and this is a time where they come out with their families. The induction is great, but the reception after is better.
All right. Well, it's Jonathan Peoples, Evan Turner, and Dimitri McCamey. All of them had special careers here, both at St. Joe's and then beyond, college and professional. Unfortunately, Evan and Dimitri can't make it. But what is it like to have those guys come back from time to time and still contribute to this school and your program here at St. Joe's?
That's what we're all about. It's not just people that are inducted in the Hall of Fame. People in our program come back constantly, and that's why we know we're doing the right thing. It's more than just basketball. It's about developing relationships and family, and we've done a good job at St. Joe's doing that kind of thing. And that's the thing we promote.
And all three of those men went to outstanding universities as well: Notre Dame, Ohio State, and Illinois.
Right.
So really prepared.
And they all graduated. No, take that back. Evan did not finish because he was drafted in the third year after his junior year. But he's been taking classes, and I'm sure he'll get his degree.
And certainly all of them had great careers here at St. Joe's. What do you think your players, Evan and Dimitri aren't going to be here, but what kind of lessons do you think from those players in the past can your current players learn from them?
Well, I'm hoping that our current players are starting to learn life lessons about the fact that hard work pays off, and getting your grades pays off, and getting the degree is important. All the things that we preach. They see it with the kids that come back year in and year out. Isaiah was in the building today. He came over. His brother died. And a couple of my kids were coming to see me. You know who's out there? Isaiah. I mean, you want the things that they accomplish to rub off on the kids so they have the desire to do the things that they've done to become successful in life.
And I think you can see that with your team. Ahmad was an Illinois State scholar. Some really impressive young men on your team this season.
Right.
So, Coach, getting back to more on the basketball side of things, that game last Saturday against Homewood Flossmoor, you guys executed so well in those last 2 minutes, making your free throws. You scored, I believe, the last 6 points of the game. How do you think playing in so many close games helped you guys in that situation? Because you guys looked a lot more composed than Homewood Flossmoor did.
I think playing the last quarter against DePaul and almost winning carried over to the Homewood game, and I'm hoping that carries over to tonight. Yeah, you got to be in those kind of situations to get consistency, and we've sure done that all year. I just hope we can win a few of these.
Well, maybe it's starting with last Saturday.
I'm hoping.
And a great finish to that game. A nice win on the road at Homewood Flossmoor, but obviously the conference play is more important. Brother Rice tonight, they've been kind of an up and down team. They have some nice wins against St. Lawrence and Batavia, but they also have some blowout losses. What have you seen from them in scouting them before this game?
They're dangerous. They're a good team. I think their record is about 16-4 or something like that. I'm not sure what the conference record is. I think only one loss. So they're a good team. And the fact that they lost last week means they're going to be up for this game. So it should be a good game.
And they played well earlier this week against Richards as well. And, Coach, I always close out with this question. The keys to a victory tonight against Brother Rice.
Defense. Defense more than anything. They're going to shoot a ton of threes, and we better plan to defend it.
And the rebounding as well, the size advantage.
Rebounding always. We'll have an advantage size-wise, but that doesn't mean anything. We still got to do it.
Still have to work hard to get those rebounds as well. Well, Coach, really excited for tonight with the Hall of Fame. Thank you so much for taking the time out with us.
My pleasure, Connor.
I appreciate it, Coach, and good luck tonight.
Thank you.
Thanks again to Coach Gene Pingatore for taking some time out before his preparation for tonight's game to give me a few minutes to ask him some questions. As he said, really, Brother Rice, you never know. Any given night in the Chicago Catholic League, it's a tough schedule. And when Brian comes back here, we're going to talk a little bit about how difficult it is to play and win in this conference. Night after night, it is a challenge, no matter who you're playing. Now, Brother Rice has had some struggles this season, as now I'm joined back by my partner, Brian Snow, here. And, Brian, we just heard from Coach Pingatore just about how we've talked to him a couple of times this season, how difficult this conference is. And you were mentioning it earlier, 49th season for Coach Pingatore. And to play the schedule that St. Joe's has throughout his career and come away with over 1,000 victories, pretty incredible.
There are so many other coaches that try to compare themselves to Coach Ping and how they won 1,000 victories. Okay, take their schedule and match it against Coach Ping's schedule and see what you get. Okay? Because for years, a lot of people that follow us, we not only covered the Chicago Catholic League, we also covered the original conference in St. Joe, the East Suburban Catholic Conference. And that's no walk in the park either. That's absolutely no walk in the park. So tonight's game is just one in the meat grinder. But it's a Hall of Fame night, and you got the sharpshooting Brother Rice Crusaders coming in, who on the year come in from the field shooting at a 44% clip and 51 from downtown in their past two games. So, as an understatement, this team can shoot.
Oh, they put up over 80 points earlier this week against Richards. And Richards
yep.
Always a somewhat strong team, and that's, a team that's from that South Suburban area, so some familiarity there with the Brother Rice players as well.
Oh, yeah. I had a chance to talk to head coach Bobby Frazier, who was a member of the 2005 team, as we mentioned earlier in the pregame show, and Vince Green, a member of the 2000 team that lost to Downers Grove North in the sectional. And it's something else that you and I mentioned, and I had a chance to share some memories with Coach Frazier and with Coach Green. When the kids get involved that are not a part of the team and can build up the community, it is so special, especially on a Friday night like this, home or road. When the kids travel and come to a place like this and they fill up the stands, you know it's going to get loud in here tonight. You've been here all season long, Connor. It's going to get even louder in here. It's going to get louder in here tonight, especially with a conference opponent in town.
Well, Brian, looking at last week, that game against DePaul Prep. Now, these fans, not many of them made the trip down to Flossmoor for the non-conference game against Homewood Flossmoor. But last Friday night, you should have seen the hush of this gym. Now, it was loud, I'll give you, because of the DePaul Prep fans that were in this gym.
Yeah.
But the hush of the St. Joe's fan when Raheem Anthony hit a shot from right over in that left corner near midcourt. Just a desperation heave at the buzzer to win that game. I think these Chargers want to come out and win a game for their home crowd tonight after what happened the last time they played here.
Well, A, I've seen it before over many, many years of covering high school basketball. B, you don't have to tell me about the hush silence. I mean, I've seen a game where the entire home crowd was into it, and then a shot like that just sends them all home. I've seen it. I've been there, done that, and I've gotten the towers that beat Chicago. No matter what league they play in, Chicago Public League, which Whitney Young has ruled for many years, as well as Curie, and you don't know what could happen on any given night. I found that out the hard way in 2012 as Marist gave me not one but two fabulous calls to end that season. Of course, they had to go up against the murderer of all murderers in the Simeon Wolverines in 2012, who were the number one team the entire season and took home the state championship. But we're coming down to crunch time, as you said. You don't know who you're going to see in your regional. You don't know who you're going to see in the sectional. But with the speculation that's going on right now, holy cow, it's going to be loaded.
It will be. But this is a Chargers team. They have not played their best basketball yet.
Which should frighten everybody in this sectional. that they haven't played their best basketball. I tell you what it reminds me of, and I will use a current NBA situation. The defending NBA champion Golden State Warriors, as crazy as this sounds, have not played their best basketball because they've had to deal with injuries. They've lost 34 games due to injuries. Steph Curry was out for 11 games. They've lost Kevin Durant. They lost Andre Iguodala. When they get it all together, they're going to be the most dangerous team in the NBA for years to come.
Well, with St. Joe's, you did have a little bit of injury trouble at the beginning of the season. Malik Anderson was out. And Malik has kind of evolved into a sixth man for this team. And he's at 6'4". You look at the size of this lineup. That's what gives this team a chance. I don't care who they're playing. They've got a chance because of all the size in the lineup for St. Joe's.
And they have to all be on the same wavelength as well. You can have all the size you want. Jahlil Okafor, hello, with Whitney Young. All right? You can have all the size you want. But if you're not on the same wavelength, then some of the best coaches in this area will tell you, you can have all the talent. But if you're not on the same wavelength, you're still going to have problems.
Well, Coach Pingatore has brought that up a few times in our talks. He said, I want to see this team play as a unit. At times, they can look like a group of individuals out there. He wants them to get that team chemistry really built, and they
Absolutely.
should have it because it's a starting five of all seniors. And talking to Coach Pingatore before the season, he said in his recollection, that's the first time in his career having an all-senior starting lineup.
Which could bring a little bit of confusion also because you have to manage all seniors. You have to manage all of their playing styles. Even though you've seen them in spurts, even though you've seen them throughout the course of their growing process, this is the first time he has seen them together. All right? Let me borrow a little from Glenn Doc Rivers, another Chicago basketball product. He said this with the Boston Celtics, and it's going to apply to St. Joseph not only this evening but for the remainder of the year. You can have the best talent, but the best way to beat a team with better individual talent is to play together. And I remember Doc Rivers saying in a huddle when he was with the Boston Celtics, I know you all want to win, but you got to do it together. That's going to be the key and should be the mantra for St. Joseph the remainder of the season.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. And I think the way that they have best displayed that teamwork this season is the way in the last few games they have executed defensively the full court press.
The full court press has gotten them back into ball games. But at the same time, you don't want to use that much energy with the full court press because it'll take a lot out of you to get back in get back into a game. Trying to remember the game where they used the full court press, but they just didn't have enough energy to finish the fourth quarter.
Well, and that's why Coach Pingatore is selective in using that full court press. If the Chargers used it the whole game, they'd have no legs by halftime.
They would have no legs. They would have no legs at all.
So the usual time that he's been pulling it out, I don't want to speculate too much, but the third quarter, often that midway point of the third quarter, if the Chargers are trailing, Coach Pingatore will go to that full court press.
And it would be the best time to go to that full court press in that third quarter because it surprises the opponent that comes out because they're expecting either a zone or a man-to-man, and then you see that full court pressure up in their face. That forces the other team to make adjustments on the fly.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. And when you go a whole game, the first, second, third quarter, and you don't see something, and then you're just thrown right into that full court press, it can be daunting. A game a couple of weeks ago at Fenwick, and that's a Fenwick team that's ranked in the top 10 in the area. They could not handle that press.
That was the game that I listened to from the road where they just didn't have enough legs in the fourth quarter and not enough energy to come all the way back and climb the mountain and finish that game. You and I share this common denominator. In 2016, we covered a team, Marquette Catholic, the girls basketball team with the Nolan twins and the Smurfett Emery Joseph, Mackenzie Maravich, and Morgan Crook. You talk about about pressure being put in your face. Jerry Bechtold, just like Gene Pingatore, would use certain times to pull out that press. And the third quarter against Mishawaka Marion is when he pulled it out, and it took a 7-point halftime lead and blew the game wide open.
Yeah, the press can have that impact on a game. It can absolutely change it so quickly. And it happened against DePaul Prep as well.
Yeah.
The Chargers were trailing quite a bit in that game, and as you know, DePaul Prep is a team that'll hold on to the ball for a minute plus. So
how many times have we seen that?
You have to be able to force turnovers against a team like that. Now, Brother Rice is not going to be a team that's going to play that style.
They're going to move. They're going to move the basketball and look for the open shot. Once again, this is a Brother Rice team, and I've known them and seen them over the years. They love to shoot, so they will work every angle that they can to try to get an open 3-point shot.
And I would think a key for St. Joe's, they can't allow this game to become a shootout.
They can't. Because
and that happened to them at St. Lawrence in the first game of the CCL.
84-81 was the final in that game. Let's play a little magic number here as our game is presented by the St. Joseph Alumni Association. Let's play a little magic number here. We're 90 seconds away from tip-off. The barometer is 60. If Coach Ping can keep it at a 60-point pace, then it should work out for St. Joe. However, this is Brother Rice we're talking about. If they are allowed to take this into a 70-point pace or maybe even an 80-point pace like St. Lawrence did at the top of the season, then St. Joseph has some problems.
Well, this Brother Rice team had a double-digit win against St. Lawrence.
Yep.
So that tells you they can shoot the lights out, because in that game, a certain Isaiah Harvey went off for St. Lawrence against St. Joe's. Brother Rice was able to contain him. They were able to outshoot him, and they did the same against Batavia, who St. Joe's is playing tomorrow night. And it looks like we're almost ready for the national anthem here and the opening prayer.
So we're going to pause for a break, and they'll finish up the opening ceremonies. And when we come back, Connor and I will have the call. It's St. Joseph. It's Brother Rice. It's St. Joseph Chargers basketball on Arena Sportsnet Chicago.
God, our Father, who have created us to strive for the best, grant to all athletes, coaches, and fans strength to pursue excellence during this event. We pray for the safety of these athletes, protect them from injury and harm, and finally we pray for your grace, that you will provide us with the endurance to pursue our heavenly prize, eternal life in your Son. Amen. St. John Baptist de La Salle, St. Joseph, Lord Jesus, our hearts, in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Please continue standing, and gentlemen, kindly remove your
We're ready with the introductions. Let's go to public address announcer Jay Meath.
Thank you to public address announcer Jay Meath for giving us the starting lineups tonight. And now I will turn it over to my play-by-play partner, Brian Snow, giving us the call tonight here on Arena Sportsnet.
I appreciate that, my friend. Welcome to the St. Joseph Spectrum, everybody. The starting lineup for Brother Rice, they'll start Ryan Kellogg along with Marquise Kennedy and Josh Bolander in the backcourt. Their front court consists of 6'4 senior Nick Bowles and 6'1 junior Josh Bolander and Nick Bowles in the front court. For the homestanding St. Joseph Chargers, Chance Aldridge and Imam Muhammad in the backcourt, Jalen Boyd, Jafari Brown, and Jordan Boyd in the front court. St. Joseph in the home white uniforms with the black numbers trimmed in red. They'll go right to left as we see it, and as you folks are listening along at home with this, Aldridge wins the tip, and here comes St. Joe moving left to right as we see it and as you hear it. On the left side is Muhammad. Muhammad dumps it low for Boyd. Out to the left side is Brown. Now to the right side, Muhammad. Muhammad dances on the dribble. Out front, Boyd. To the right side, Jordan Boyd. 20-footer right of the key. No good. Rebound snatched down by Brother Rice, and here they come. Left to right in the dark maroon uniform. Bouncing in the front court is Kennedy. Kennedy had it tipped out of bounds. It'll stay with the Crusaders with 7:35 left in the opening quarter.
Well, on that first shot, that's a shot that Jordan Boyd can make, but I would say it's more of Jalen's shot usually, that mid-range jumper.
Crusaders have it in play to Kennedy. Kennedy swings it left side to Bolander. Bolander on the drive into the lane. Double fake to Bowles, and Bowles missed the layup. Rebound snatched down by Chance Aldridge. Here comes St. Joe on the run. On the front court left side is Boyd. Boyd swings it back left to Brown. Brown and hits the 20-footer from the left wing. Jafari Brown makes it 2-0 in favor of St. Joe. 7:08 remaining in the opening quarter. Here go the Crusaders having control of the ball as Ryan Kellogg has it this time. Bolander has it in the left corner. Out front it comes to Kennedy. Kennedy dancing on the dribble outside left. Swings it right side to Coughlin. Coughlin back out front to Bolander. Bolander swings it right side to Coughlin. Coughlin on the weave, handoff to Bolander. Left side Kellogg. Kellogg dances on the dribble, flips it back out front to Coughlin. Coughlin holds and looks, starts his dribble with the left hand, gets down the lane. Lefty scoop miss, tipped home by Bolander. So Bolander ties the game at 2, 6.5 in the quarter. Aldridge across into the front court. St. Joe moving right to left here in the first half. They drop it low for Jafari Brown, and Brown's pass is picked off. Here comes Brother Rice on the run to Kennedy with a right-handed scoop, and he lays it in. And just like that, Brother Rice has the lead, 4-2, 6:17 for the first. Right back comes Aldridge. Right baseline jump, too long. Rebound back high in the air, comes out to Jordan Boyd, now to Jafari Brown. Brown has it right of the circle, comes back out on the wing, swings it left side to Muhammad. Muhammad on the move to the left, finds Boyd, Bounce pass left corner to Jafari Brown. Out front, Muhammad. Long three try. In and out. Rebound snatched down by Kennedy. Here comes Brother Rice on the run, left to right. Kennedy on the drive. Started step move in the lane. Lost the ball. Aldridge a steal. Flip ahead, Jafari Brown. Can he chase it down? He does. He has the ball in the right corner. Dances on the dribble. Now finds Aldridge. Aldridge has it off to the right. 5:40 for the quarter. 4-2 Brother Rice with the lead. Muhammad outside left. Dump it low in the corner for Boyd. Jalen Boyd comes back out front. Muhammad with a straight on three, and he got it.
Beautiful shot there by Ahmad from the top of the key. Love to see that, him making the three early.
5-4 our score and 5:20 left in the quarter. Kennedy has it in the front court. Out front it comes to Bullander. Now Kennedy has it outside right. Here's a three on the way by Kellogg. Gets an air ball. The rebound snatched down by Boyd ahead to Aldridge. Aldridge on the fly. Oh, what a bounce pass to Jalen Boyd. He legs it in. What a pass. 7-4 in favor of St. Joe. 5 minutes for the quarter. Kennedy has it outside left. Has it back this time on the left wing. Starts his dribble. One bounce dribble. Kills it. Dumps it underneath the Bowles. He lost it out of bounds. St. Joe has it. And there's that defensive pressure you were talking about.
Chargers are looking good defensively. They're not giving the Crusaders good looks from outside here early.
Chance Aldridge walks it up. Aldridge in the front court. Meets Kennedy straight on. Swings it left side to Brown. Over the top pass into Boyd. Now his pass underneath is stolen by Kennedy. Back comes Brother Rice left to right. Over the top pass to Bowes. Bowes fakes on the baseline. Throws it back outside to Bolander. On the left side is Coughlin. Coughlin on the drive into the lane. Fakes. Lean in. Flip. Nope. Comes back out. Kennedy three ball from the right. Good.
Can't allow that, Brian. Open three from Kennedy. He nailed it.
He's got 5 of their 7, and we're tied at 7 and 4:19 for the quarter. Jafari Brown walks across the timeline into the front court, picks up the dribble, now finds Aldridge. Backs down on the dribble, dumps it low for Boyd. Boyd backs his way in the lane, lefty hook, rimming no. Rebound on the floor, chased down by Aldridge, stolen by Kennedy, and here they come with a chance at the lead. Kennedy waits for traffic to clear and comes across into the front court. Finds Kellogg. Kellogg in the left corner, back to Kennedy on the left wing. Kennedy with a crossover dribble, fakes, stops and starts, gets his way in the lane. He's stripped, foul called. Kind of a late call that time. But a foul will be called against St. Joe. And that foul will be charged to Jalen Boyd. That's his first.
Didn't look like Jalen or Coach Ping liked that call there. As you said, Brian, a bit of a late whistle, but as you know, don't usually criticize the officiating.
Here comes Kennedy on the left baseline, walks out to the left wing, guarded by Jalen Boyd. Out front it comes to Kellogg. Kellogg swings it left side to Coughlin. Left corner Bowles. Back to Coughlin on the right wing. Coughlin on the drive into the lane. Comes back outside to Kennedy. Kennedy on the drive into the lane. Right hand scoop. Blocked by Boyd. Cleared by Boyd. Flip pass ahead. Jafari Brown. Brown on the drive. Fumble the ball. Got it back. Lean in. Flip. Missed. Rebound taken down by Bowles. You can't give up opportunities like that. Back they come to Coughlin. Coughlin on the drive. In from the left. 15-footer. Rimming no. Ball tapped to the floor. Boyd chases it down. Ahead to Aldridge. 3:15 for the quarter. Ahead to Boyd. Spins in the lane and shoots it in.
What a spin move there by Jordan Boyd. And just on the last possession, how about that block off the backboard?
9-7 our score. First bucket for Jordan Boyd in the game. Coughlin out front finds Kennedy. Kennedy with a three from the right wing. Short, long rebound, chased down by Jalen Boyd. Boyd lost the ball, able to get it back. Pull up 18-footer. Good.
Jalen loves the mid-range jumper, and he's on so far tonight.
He's got 4, and that's the lead for the Chargers. 2:40 for the quarter. Marquise Kennedy at the controls. Angles right now. Finds Kellogg. Out front it comes to Coughlin. Coughlin swings it right side. Bolander's three. Short. Rebound snatched down by Bowles. Ball volleyball high in the air. Ball's free. Still free on the floor. Bowles comes up with it for Brother Rice. He's fouled by Boyd. And Boyd walks away quickly, and he just got hit with a technical foul. So he picks up 2 silly fouls on that play.
Well, and that would now give him 3 then total.
Yep.
And that is costly for the Chargers. He's going to have to sit until the second half. That is a big loss, but Malik Anderson will come on off the bench to sub in for Jalen Boyd.
Anderson comes on for Boyd, and that'll send Coughlin to the free throw line. Brendan Coughlin, the 6'1 senior, looking for his first points of the game. And he rims that free throw good.
Well, I think the thing with Jalen was on the first foul, he kind of put his hands up. That was earlier. If he was going to argue it all again, they were going to ding him, and he put his hands up again, and they gave him the tee.
Coughlin 2 for 2 on those free throws. The previous foul picked up by Jordan Boyd was not a shooting foul, so only 2 free throws, 11-9 and 2:20 for the quarter. Over the top pass to Bowles, left of the key, back to Kennedy. Kennedy on the drive in from the right, stops three-point stripe, now turns the corner, drives left of the lane, stripped and fouled. And that might be Malik Anderson. It is. First on Anderson, 4 fouls on the Chargers. And Marquise Kennedy will head to the free throw line. 5 points in the game. First trip to the line tonight. Kennedy's free throw, short.
Coach Ping doesn't like to see that. 4 early fouls. Brother Rice could be in the bonus early in the second quarter.
Marquise Kennedy tries the second one. Good. He's got 6 points in the game to lead all scorers. 11-10. St. Joe by 1 and 2:09 for the quarter. Aldridge across into the front court. Over to the right side for Muhammad. Muhammad on the drive. Drops it low for Boyd. Over the top pass stolen by Kennedy. That's their third turnover. Flip ahead to Bolander all the way. Lays it in. Bolander with 4, and Brother Rice leads by 1, 12-11. Here comes Aldridge. Back to Boyd. Right baseline jump. And air ball. Rebound taken down by Kennedy, and here they come again. Kennedy on the fly in the front court. Feeds it left. A 3-ball on the way by Kellogg. No good. Tap good. Bolander. That's one thing that's hurt St. Joe all season long has been offensive rebounds. They're getting outworked on the offensive boards by an average of 4 per game. 90 seconds for the quarter. 14-11. Brother Rice leads by 3. Out front it comes to Anderson. Anderson one bounce dribble to Muhammad on the right wing. Drops a bounce pass low to Boyd. Boyd into the lane. Turnaround shot. Rims out. Rebound taken down by Bolander. 1:15 for the quarter, and St. Joe with a steal. Jafari Brown kicks it right corner. 3 by Aldridge. No. Rebound taken down by Kennedy. Here they come on the push to Bolander. On the drive. Right-hand layup. Good. He's got their last 6. 8 for the game, and it's 16-11.
9-0 run.
55 seconds for the opening quarter. In Chicago, they have for lobs it in play to Kennedy. Kennedy works it right of the lane, turns, shoots, and scores. They are on a roll.
Yes, they are.
11-0 run, 8 points for Kennedy. Back comes Muhammad. Muhammad turns on the dribble. Had it bumped, no foul called. And now St. Joe, if they're smart, they'll hold for 1. Out front, Jafari Brown. Brown working the dribble with both hands. 20 seconds on the clock. 18-11. Brother Rice leads. They've scored 11 in a row.
Brian,
Muhammad
we
outside.
talked about St. Joe wants to keep it at a lower pace. This is high scoring right now.
It is in Brother Rice's favor. Extrapolate this. You got a 70-point game. Right baseline jump is too long. And the rebound by Bolander. 2 seconds. 1. Here's a 3 by Aldridge is good. Frazier saying wave it off, but that bucket is good by Aldridge, and it could not have come at a better time.
That's one of those times when you're glad there's no replay in high school basketball.
Absolutely.
Looked to me like the ball might have been on the tip of his finger as the horn sounded, but we'll take it for the Chargers.
All right, they give him a 2, and it's 18-13 as we head for the second quarter. Connor Klingman, Brian Snow here with you. If you missed the Hall of Fame ceremonies, you missed a great set of ceremonies. A lot of folks went in, including Jonathan Peoples and Dimitri McCamey, former Charger basketball players. And Connor, what did you see in that first quarter that St. Joe need to improve on?
Well, it's just some sloppiness, some bad fouls committed, and the technical foul, really a mental mistake there from Jalen Boyd, and that's what sparked the run. And you see that all the time. A technical foul is what brings about a run for the opposing team.
It led to an 11-0 run, and Brother Rice now has the lead 18-13 as we get ready for the second quarter. In case you missed the interview with Coach Ping, we will play it again at halftime.
On the other thing, Brian, that you said, the offensive glass, with the size advantage that St. Joe's had, they can't be allowing those second chance opportunities for Brother Rice. But now you have Jalen Boyd on the bench and you have Jordan Boyd on the bench. So as he said, a little bit of a smaller lineup for the Chargers. You still have Antonio Hardaway in there at 6'5", and Jafari at 6'3", Malik Anderson at 6'4", but definitely smaller without Jalen and Jordan out there.
Pressure coming on for St. Joe as we start the second quarter as they look to come in. And they come into Kennedy. Kennedy has been the straw that has stirred the drink so far here in the first half. Here comes Kennedy, works off the screen, right down the lane. He lays it up and in. I mean, he's making this look entirely too easy. He alone is picking St. Joe's defense apart.
Yeah, that was like parting the Red Sea right there. Plenty of room down the lane.
20-13, 7:40 for the half. Muhammad dancing on the dribble outside right, feeds it right corner to Hardaway. Hardaway drops a bounce pass to Anderson. Out front, Muhammad. Muhammad holds and looks. Muhammad on the drive right of the lane. 18-footer, rimming, no. And the rebound snatched down by Bolander. And Bolander had it stolen by Muhammad. Drops a bounce pass underneath to Hardaway. Turnaround shot in the lane. That's out. They've missed their last 9 from the floor. Here comes Kennedy on the push. Front court to the right. Kennedy swings it left. A 3 by Coughlin. No good. Rebound, Bolander. Missed the layup, and Hardaway the rebound. Now maybe St. Joe can string some hoops together. On the left side, Muhammad, 3-ball left wing. Nope. And the rebound snatched down by St. Joe. Anderson comes out with it. Out front, Chance Aldridge. They want to slow this down because this is an 80-point pace right now. Muhammad has it outside left. Muhammad on the attack, left baseline, all the way to the hoop. Missed the layup, drew the foul. Good job by Muhammad attacking the basket.
Yeah, you like to see that aggressiveness from your guards going into the basket, not being afraid or intimidated by the size, because Ahmad Muhammad is somebody who likes to shoot the three ball, but when he can drive to the basket and then possibly maybe later in the game, that sets up for him to kick out for Chance Aldridge or Jafari Brown on the three-point jumper.
If there's one thing you don't want to allow on a night like this, it's fear. Muhammad drills the free throw, and that is his 4th point of the game. And St. Joe back to within 6 at 20-14. Bolander out for Brother Rice. Free throw by Muhammad is good, and we talked about free throws at the top of the broadcast, how they need to make them. And those two bring St. Joe within 5 at 20-15 and 6:40 for the half. Out front it comes to Bowles. On the left side is Coughlin. Coughlin fakes out front. A three by Kellogg is good. Or is that Fitzpatrick? That's Fitzpatrick with a three. And just like left, the lead is back up to 8. Right down the lane comes Anderson. Missed the lefty scoop. Rebound Kennedy. And it's all Brother Rice right now. They're up 8. Coughlin has it on the fly. In from the right. Dumps it past to Bowles. Double fake. Shoots it in. They're making this look too easy. They're picking the St. Joe defense apart. Here's Jafari Brown. Brown with a step back. Brown fakes. Now finds Anderson. Out front Aldridge. 10-point lead for the Crusaders. 2 minutes gone in the second quarter. Aldridge on the move to the right. Aldridge turns on the dribble right down the lane, forces the shot up, no good, and the rebound snatched down by Arkia. Here's a three out of the corner. Good for Fitzpatrick, and we talked about it. 6 off the bench for Brother Rice. They love to shoot the basketball, especially in transition. They've got 3 transition three-point goals tonight.
Brian, a 21-4 run since the technical foul in the first quarter.
And that's bridging the quarters, and that's why Brother Rice now leads by 13, and this large crowd has been hushed again.
And this is a St. Joe's team. They haven't been blown out by anybody.
Well,
they played close with Orr. They played close with Fenwick. They played close with Proviso East. And this is a Brother Rice team that we talked about. They'd been somewhat inconsistent, but here they are, as you said, silencing the gym here in Westchester.
They're shooting 54% so far here in the first half. They have made their last 7 from the floor, and St. Joe has missed their last 11, bridging the quarters. Anderson along with Jordan Boyd, who's back on the floor. Aldridge, Muhammad, and Jafari Brown. Pingatore trying to find a combination that works to get them back in this ball game. Aldridge trots it up. St. Joe moving right to left across your internet radio dial here in the first half. Aldridge dancing on the dribble outside right corner Anderson, low right Jafari Brown, surrounded, comes back out to the right corner, bounce past Muhammad, over to the left side Anderson, in the left corner Aldridge on the drive left baseline, out to Muhammad, he goes to the hoop, lays it in. That's their first field goal in a while.
Beautiful pass there from Chance, finding a wide open Ahmad Muhammad down the lane.
Now they got to turn the screws defensively. On the left side, Fitzpatrick, his pass batted away and stolen. Brown comes up with a steal. Jordan Boyd goes down. Jafari Brown comes back out for Muhammad, a straight-on 3, short, rebound snatched down by Bowes. Can't fall in love with that 3. You got to get to the basket. In the left corner, Fitzpatrick on the drive left baseline, tipped out of bounds. It'll stay with Brother Rice with 5:02 left in the half. Bolander comes back in. Arkia goes out. Kennedy goes out for the first time in favor of Connor Glennon. So it's Glennon, Kellogg, along with Bowes, Bolander, and speaking of Bowles, he gets another layup. He's got 4 in the game. 30-17, 13-point lead. Here's Jafari Brown with a left baseline jump. Nope, rebound tip on the floor. Jordan Boyd had it, lost it, gets it back, hops into the lane, shoots it up, no good, drew the foul.
That's what you got to do when you get those offensive rebounds. Go up strong. When you're that close to the basket, you don't have to dish it out and restart the offense. If you got that size that Jordan Boyd does, you go up strong and you draw the foul.
Well, first you got to get the offensive rebounds, and so far St. Joe has been absolutely killed on the boards tonight. Jordan Boyd to the free throw line, 2 points in the game, missed the free throw.
Well, and isn't that a surprise? We were talking about the size advantage St. Joe's had, but right now they're just getting out hustled on the glass.
And they're playing. and I hate to say this, second free throw good for Boyd, they're playing with fear. You can't play with fear if you're St. Joe in front of this home crowd tonight. 30-18, 4:40 for the half. Dancing on the dribble is Kellogg, guarded by Muhammad in a switch. Drops a bounce pass out front to Bolander. On the left side is Kellogg. Out front it comes to Fitzpatrick. Kellogg bounce pass tip. Bowes had it, lost it, foul on Anderson. And that's 2 on Anderson. This is real trouble.
Foul trouble was a story early in the season for St. Joe's. They've become more disciplined lately in terms of the fouls, but so far tonight that has not been the case.
5 team fouls against St. Joe, only 2 against Brother Rice as Glennon looks to come in. Baseline left. Over the top pass is over and back violation. So the pressure works. It's going to be another third quarter pressure unless St. Joe can get some buckets to close this second quarter and climb back in this game. They're within 12 right now.
And I think what this is showing you is the importance of Jalen Boyd in this offense. When you have a big man at 6'4" that can stretch the floor and shoot that mid-range jumper, he is so pivotal for this offense. It's hard without him on the floor.
Muhammad has it this time. They drop it low to Brown. Brown back out front to Muhammad to Anderson. 3-ball left wing. No good. And the rebound chased down by Bolander. They're getting killed on the boards, and I will say it again until they pick it up. On the left side is Fitzpatrick. Dump underneath the Bulls. Lean in flip. Blocked by Boyd. Cleared by Aldridge. Back comes St. Joe on the push. Aldridge has it outside left. Turns on the dribble. Walks down the lane and shoots it in. 4 points for Chance Aldridge. And the lead is down to 10. 3:40 for the half. But this is where you got to tune it up if you're St. Joe. And a foul on Anderson, and that's 3 on Anderson. Wow.
That's tough. That is tough. You already have Jalen Boyd on the bench with 3. Malik Anderson came on for him, and now he has picked up 3. And I think Coach Pinketor's just got to keep him on the floor. He's out of options right now.
6 fouls for St. Joe. The next one, and Brother Rice is shooting the penalty for the remainder of the half. Here comes Kennedy, and there it is on Muhammad. And you are sending the wrong team to the free throw line in Brother Rice. They make if you send them to the penalty early, they will make a living at the foul line. That foul is charged to Muhammad. That's his first, number 7 against St. Joe. Kennedy's free throw. Yep. And they're making this look entirely too easy. Kennedy 2 for 3 in the game. John Robinson on the floor for St. Joe. Muhammad comes out. And you're right, Connor. No options left until the second half for Coach Ping. Second free throw up, second free throw down. Kennedy 3 for 4 from the line. Leads a dozen. 32-20. Jafari Brown dancing on the dribble. Pull-up shot left wing. Good. Need a few more of those.
Jafari Brown loves that mid-range jumper.
But Kennedy comes right back, misses the layup. Jordan Boyd the rebound. Flip ahead to Aldridge. Aldridge on the fly. Aldridge on the drive. Is fouled out front. Now, where was this attack late in the first quarter when that run was going?
Chance Aldridge has started to show some more aggressiveness, and he's doing a better job of finding open men. That pass he made earlier on the assist to Ahmad Muhammad, really a great pass, and he's had some issues with turnovers at times this season, but tonight he's been clean with the basketball. He's not the reason they're trailing by 10, so Aldridge doing a nice job at the point.
A lot of this is attitude, and that technical foul started it. Here's Anderson on the drive on the baseline. Dump pass underneath to Jordan Boyd, and Boyd is clobbered going to the basket, and he'll shoot 2. If there's one thing you must not lose to, you must not lose to fear, period. And right now, St. Joseph is losing to fear because the rebounds are showing it. They're the taller team. They have more length, but they're getting killed on the boards. Boyd's free throw, good. That brings them closer. The lead is down to 9. And despite the fact that they're getting killed on the boards, Connor, they're within 9.
Yes, they are. And you would think, as you said, that pressure could be coming out in the third quarter.
It may come out before the half is out. Boyd again. Nope. Somebody chase it down. Nope. Bolander gets it. Here comes Kennedy on the push. Kennedy has it front court to the left. Leans over the dribble. Comes back out front to Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick holds and looks. Off the screen comes Kennedy. Kennedy lost his man. on the right baseline. Lean in, flip. Good. He is making this entirely too easy. He's got 6 in the quarter and 14 in the game to lead all scorers. Lead is 11, 2.5 for the half. Jordan Boyd outside left. Out front it comes to Jafari Brown. Brown with a scissor dribble out front, works his way in the lane, lean in, flip, nope, tap, no, rebound on the floor, loose ball foul, going the other way. And again, you're sending the wrong team to the free throw line.
Yep, and it is the 1-and-1. But as you said, Brother Rice is a program that is known for their free throw shooting, and we already talked about the three-point shooting as well.
Jafari Brown picks up the foul. That's his first. 18 fouls against St. Joseph. And Bolander with 8 points in the game has yet to score here in the second quarter. Drops that free throw. He'll get the penalty shot. 35-23. This free throw could match the biggest lead of the night for Brother Rice. It led by as many as 13. It's 12 right now. Free throw number 2. Yep. And again, sending the wrong team to the line. They're 4 for 4 from the line here in the second period. And they've matched their biggest leader at Baker's dozen in 2:20 for the half. Anderson in the front court, works it left. Now finds Brown on the right wing. Brown works off the Anderson screen. Nearly lost it. Anderson has it in the right corner. Over the top pass underneath to Brown. It's stolen, and here they come again. Kellogg has it this time. Shovel pass ahead to Kennedy. Right corner Fitzpatrick on the drive, right baseline. His shot's blocked out of bounds. It'll stay with Brother Rice with 2 minutes left in the half. And Brother Rice is looking to put this to bed early.
Well, Jordan Boyd might have something to say about that. As I believe that was his at least third block of the night thus far.
He does have 3. But they got to turn the screws on this end right now. Conklin has it to Kellogg. On the right side is Kennedy. Here comes Kennedy on the drive into the lane. Scoop layup. Nope. Rebound Anderson to John Anderson. John Anderson on the push in the front court. Robinson, thank you. On the left side is Muhammad. Muhammad dancing on the dribble out front. Time's a wasting. Jordan Boyd is fouled out front by Bolander.
Jordan Boyd has taken some shots tonight.
Oh, he's taking a beating tonight. Well, hopefully this will toughen him up come second half. Bowles back in. Bolander out. He's got 2 fouls.
Well, what else can you expect in the Chicago Catholic League?
Exactly.
Physical league.
They come into Muhammad. Muhammad on the drive, right down the lane. Right hand layup, missed it. Rebound comes down to Bowles. That's been the night in microcosm so far for St. Joe. Right side, Fitzpatrick for 3. Rimming, no. Rebound, Jordan Boyd. Boyd fakes, flips ahead to Jafari Brown. Brown front court to the right. Brown on the attack, finds Robinson. He had it poked away. And it's deflected. Robinson brings it right back. 1:10 for the half. Robinson on the drive. Robinson turns on the dribble. Robinson keeps his dribble with a left hand. 65 seconds left in the first half, and guess what? A 5-second violation. 6 turnovers against St. Joe.
Boy, you don't like to say it, but just about the worst half I've seen St. Joseph play thus far this season.
I'll agree
with
that.
Probably the exception going back to the Proviso West tournament against Downers Grove North when they shot 28% in the game.
Bowes to Kennedy. Kennedy on the drive in from the left, and that is too easy. Why is this too easy? 38-23. Brother Rice has their biggest lead at 15, and I'll say it again. They're looking to put this to bed early. Here comes Anderson on the dribble. Out front, Muhammad. Lost the ball. Ball is free. Muhammad gathers it back in. Muhammad on the drive. 15-footer. Nope. The rebound snatched down by Kennedy, and here they come again. Kennedy on the push in the front court. Left side, Kellogg. A 3 on the way. Rebound, Muhammad. Had it tipped. Out of bounds. Which way? It's going to St. Joe. One official said St. Joe. One official said Rice, and it's going to St. Joe.
That was one case where we had as good of a look as the official. I think they got it right. Charger basketball, and they'll hold for the last shot of the half.
They better hold for the last shot of the half. You don't want to give a team like Brother Rice another chance to score. 12 seconds for the half. Aldrich has it. Out front to Muhammad. 8 seconds left. 7. Muhammad on the attack. Drives in. Kick out. Aldrich. Deep 3. No good. And that's how the half is gone. Conklin the rebound, and that's the half. Yikes.
That brutal half of basketball for St. Joe's, and you can see it on the faces walking to the locker room of this Chargers team.
Oh, yeah. And I'll say it again. The attitude needs to change. period. The attitude needs to change if St. Joe's going to pull out a victory. Connor and I will analyze the first half. When we come back, this is St. Joseph Chargers basketball.
Welcome back here to Arena Sportsnet and Arena Sportsnet Chicago. Because of the Hall of Fame festivities tonight, wanted to make sure everyone still heard our interview with Coach Gene Pingatore, so we will air it again here at halftime, and we will be back in about 5 minutes after the interview from before tonight's game. The Chargers trailing it right now 38-23. All right, we're here with St. Joseph Chargers head coach Gene Pingatore before tonight's huge game against Brother Rice, the Chicago Catholic League game, and of course, Hall of Fame night, always an important night here at St. Joe's. It's really a special night for the whole community, and 3 of your former players are being inducted in the Hall of Fame. What is this moment like as a coach to see your former players get into the Hall of Fame?
Well, obviously it's special because of all their accomplishments when they were here in high school, and you reminisce about that. You don't see them that much during the year, and this is a time where they come out with their families. The induction is great, but the reception after is better.
All right. Well, it's Jonathan Peoples, Evan Turner, and Dimitri McCamey. All of them had special careers here, both at St. Joe's and then beyond college and professional. Unfortunately, Evan and Dimitri can't make it. But what is it like to have those guys come back from time to time and still contribute to this school and your program here at St. Joe's?
That's what we're all about. It's not just people that are inducted in the Hall of Fame. People in our program come back constantly. And that's why we know we're doing the right thing. It's more than just basketball. It's about developing relationships and family, and we've done a good job at St. Joe's doing that kind of thing. And that's the thing we promote.
And all 3 of those men went to outstanding universities as well: Notre Dame, Ohio State, and Illinois.
Right.
So really prepared.
And they all graduated. No, take that back. Evan did not finish because he was drafted in the third year after his junior year. But he's been taking classes, and I'm sure he'll get his degree.
And certainly all of them had great careers here at St. Joe's. What do you think your players, Evan and Dimitri aren't going to be here, but what kind of lessons do you think from those players in the past can your current players learn from them?
Well, I'm hoping that our current players are starting to learn life lessons about the fact that hard work pays off, and getting your grades pays off, and getting the degree is important. All the things that we preach. They see it with the kids that come back year in and year out. Isaiah was in the building today. He came over. His brother died. And a couple of my kids were coming to see me. You know who's out there? Isaiah. I mean, you want the things that they accomplish to rub off on the kids so they have the desire to do the things that they've done to become successful in life.
And I think you can see that with your team. Ahmad was an Illinois State scholar. Some really impressive young men on your team this season.
Right.
So, Coach, getting back to more on the basketball side of things, that game last Saturday against Homewood Flossmoor, you guys executed so well in those last 2 minutes, making your free throws. You scored, I believe, the last 6 points of the game. How do you think playing in so many close games helped you guys in that situation? Because you guys looked a lot more composed than Homewood Flossmoor did.
I think playing the last quarter against DePaul and almost winning carried over to the Homewood game, and I'm hoping that carries over to tonight. Yeah, you got to be in those kind of situations to get consistency, and we sure have done that all year. I just hope we can win a few of these.
Well, maybe it's starting with last Saturday.
I'm hoping.
And a great finish to that game. A nice win on the road at Homewood Flossmoor, but obviously the conference play is more important. Brother Rice tonight, they've been kind of an up-and-down team. They have some nice wins against St. Lawrence and Batavia, but they also have some blowout losses. What have you seen from them in scouting them before this game?
They're dangerous. They're a good team. I think their record is about 16-4 or something like that. You know, I'm not sure what the conference record is. I think only one loss. So they're a good team. And the fact that they lost last week means they're going to be up for this game. So it should be a good game.
And they played well earlier this week against Richards as well. And, Coach, you know I always close out with this question. The keys to a victory tonight against Brother Rice.
Defense. Defense more than anything. They're going to shoot a ton of threes, and we better plan to defend it.
And the rebounding as well, the size advantage.
Rebounding always. We'll have an advantage size-wise, but that doesn't mean anything. We still got to do it.
Still have to work hard to get those rebounds as well. Well, Coach, really excited for tonight with the Hall of Fame. Thank you so much for taking the time out with us.
My pleasure, Connor.
I appreciate it, Coach, and good luck tonight.
Thank you.
Welcome back here to St. Joseph High School. Brother Rice leading 38-23 at the half. Connor Klingen here, along with my play-by-play man, Brian Snow. And, Brian, kind of a shocking first half, though, here.
No, it's not. No, it's not shocking, and I'll tell you why. We talked about this at the top of the program. You don't want Brother Rice to set the pace. They're 3 for 7 from three-point land this evening, but they haven't had to attack the three-point line. They've attacked the lane, and that's how they've gotten the bulk of their points. But something that you mentioned and continue to mention until St. Joe's turns it around, that technical foul against Jalen Boyd, which gave not only Brother Rice two free points, gave them possession, which they picked up another point, but it triggered a 31-12 run, bridging the quarters, and that's why we're down 15.
It was something that completely changed the complexion of this game.
It sure did.
And it took the Chargers out of their rhythm, out of their flow. Jalen Boyd is so important to that offense because he's really a stretch four out there, somebody who can get in there and make plays in the post, but also can shoot that jumper. And without him offensively, the Chargers struggle.
And they have struggled to the tune of, you ready for this, 31% from the floor. 31. And I said this during a break. You can't play with fear. You cannot, if you're St. Joe in front of this big home crowd tonight, you cannot play with fear. That's why they're coming out right now. We got a minute before the third quarter. I bet you Ping had a lot to say in the first half. Now, you posed a question going into the third quarter. Do you play Jalen Boyd to start the third period? Yes. He is such a key to this team, offensively and defensively.
Yeah, I think I have to agree with you, Brian. We'll see what Coach Pingatore decides to do with Jalen. He has those three. You can't really fault either way, but when you're down 15, you might have to make that move, as risky as it may be.
You don't have a choice. You know, you got to play your best players to start the third quarter, and if they're going to turn on the pressure, they're going to need Jalen Boyd to get them back in this game. But the guy that's been in control for Brother Rice has been Marquise Kennedy, pushing the pace, getting into the lane, getting to the free throw line. He's 3 for 4 from the line. He's got 16 in the first half to lead all scores. 16 points, and I can guarantee you 10 of those 16 came on drives into the lane. That's why Brother Rice is shooting plus 50% from the floor. They shot 50% plus from the floor in the first half. You allow them to control the pace, they will control the outcome.
And at this time, we'd like to remind our listeners that you can donate to the Annette Pingator Fund to help all St. Joseph students, and you can contact Kathy Taylor at 708-562-7488 or ktaylor at stjoehs.org. Definitely a great fund that helps out all students here at St. Joe's, named for Coach Pingator's mother. But right now, Brian, Chargers down 15. What is your number one key to them getting back in this ballgame?
Defensive stops. Defensive stops. Don't allow Brother Rice to continue to set the pace. Muhammad, Jalen Boyd, Chance Aldridge, Jordan Boyd, and Jafari Brown will start the third quarter for St. Joe.
And a quick score update. Another massive CCL game. Fenwick leading DePaul Prep 29-26 at the half.
We'll keep our eye on that game as well as keep our eye on this one. But St. Joseph has some business to take care of. They'll go left to right here in the second half as Aldridge has it at the controls. Swings it left to Brown. Now on the right side, Aldridge. Dump low right for Jordan Boyd. Out to Jelani Boyd. Boyd on the move. Jalen Boyd, I beg your pardon. Muhammad has it back. Swings it left side to Brown. Brown drops a bounce pass to Jalen Boyd. Boyd comes out left baseline. Works his way in the lane with a fake. Nowhere to go. Drops it for Jordan Boyd. Boyd on the left baseline. Squeezes through to Jalen Boyd. He goes to the hoop. Missed the layup. And Boulanger the rebound. And here we go again. Here comes Kennedy. Dancing on the dribble outside left. How many layups has St. Joe missed tonight? Kennedy has it outside left. Turns on the dribble. Half a minute gone, third period. Coughlin on the move. Coughlin with a left-handed dribble. On the drive, drops a bounce pass underneath, and Aldridge the steal. Back comes St. Joe left to right. Aldridge on the move. Aldridge drive, stops. 15-footer. Nope. Long rebound chased down by Coughlin, and here they come. Coughlin on the push. Finds Kellogg, and he stepped out of bounds.
He didn't just step out of bounds. He was standing out of bounds. He was way out of bounds.
That he was.
He had no concept of where the sideline was there.
All right, the St. Joe needs a bucket in the worst way. 7 minutes for the third. They have missed 14 of their last 17 shots. Jafari Brown in the right corner. Brown against Coughlin. Out front it comes to Aldridge on the left side. Muhammad over the top pass. Jalen Boyd. Boyd comes out. Back to Aldridge. A three from the left wing. Nope. Rebound chased down by Bollinger. They're just getting out-hustled to the ball. Here comes Kennedy on the push. Kennedy with a crossover dribble. He's fouled.
That was Jordan Boyd from behind there with the little reach around.
Oh, boy. That's their first team foul. And Kennedy has it at the controls. St. Joe led early in this game, but that technical foul put the ball in Brother Rice's favor, and they haven't let up. Coughlin has it outside right, swings it back left to Kellogg, left corner Kennedy. Kennedy with a scissor dribble, comes back out front to Bowes. Bowes swings it right corner, three ball on the way, good by Bollinger. Here we go again. 41-23, Brother Rice with an 18-point lead. Chance Aldridge has it this time out front to Jafari Brown. Now on the right side, Muhammad. In the right corner, Jalen Boyd. Boyd on the drive, right baseline to the hole, scoops it up. Nope. Drew the foul.
It looks like they were saying the foul was on the floor, so he won't be going to the line here. First foul on Brother Rice.
And Coach Payne says, we got to talk, and we got to talk right now. He'll spend a 30-second timeout. That foul is charged to Bowes. That's his first. And that missed layup to start the third quarter for Jalen Boyd is just a microcosm of how this night has gone.
Yeah, and it wasn't – it was one of those things where that ball goes in 90% of the time. From what it looked like, I mean, it was just kind of a bad bounce there for Jalen, and that's a tough break, really, to start that half, because if he gets a basket there early on that first possession after having to sit on the bench for the entire second quarter and really most of the first quarter even, too, that could have changed things, but it just bounced out.
5:58 left in the third period. It's all Brother Rice, 41-23. They've got the only points at the quarter so far. Chance Aldridge will bring it in. Baseline right. Still looking. Got trouble. They lob it in play to Jordan Boyd. Boyd on the drive. Gets in the lane. Lean in, scoop. Nope. Foul called. And Jordan Boyd has been taking a beating tonight.
It's been a hack-a-Boyd tonight. No doubt about that. He is really taking some hard fouls tonight.
Well, let's see what happens here. 41-23. To the free throw line comes Jordan Boyd, 2 for 4 in the game. Hits that one.
Well, when you're down big, pretty helpful to make some free throws. You score with the clock stopped.
5 points in the game for Jordan Boyd so far. And he's got to start making some field goals. Free throw number 2. Nope. The rebound chased down by Kennedy. Again, 1 for 2 trip. Kennedy in the front court, hands it off to Kellogg, has it on the left wing. Kellogg swings it right side to Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick out front to Kennedy with a scissor dribble. Kennedy on the drive into the lane, drops a bounce pass to Kellogg. Out front, Coughlin. Coughlin on the drive left of the lane, stops, holds and looks, comes back out to Kellogg, swings it left side to Fitzpatrick, now to Kennedy. Kennedy leans over the dribble, and now Brother Rice is slowing the game down with their patience. It's allowing them to control the pace, and Kennedy gets another layup. 18 for Kennedy. 43-24. Aldridge on the attack. Right back. Shoots it in and draws the foul. Maybe this will get him going.
And that play by Chance Aldridge there, that's the first time I've heard any life in this gym since the first quarter.
Since that technical foul, 43-26. 6 points for Aldridge, a chance for 7. Got to have this free throw. Aldridge is ready. Shoots it. He got it. They don't turn the... Oh, yes, they do. They turn the press on right now. Coughlin holds and looks for help. That ball's free. It comes in to Fitzpatrick. He lost the ball. It's still free, out of bounds, and St. Joe has it. You got plenty of time to get back in this ballgame and get this one, but you want to get some energy as well. Now they need a field goal. 5 minutes for the third. Out front it comes to Muhammad. Muhammad on the drive. Works on Kellogg. Comes back out and throws it away.
Can't afford that. You force the turnover. The press works. And then
you give it right back to him.
And you give it right back to him. A miscommunication on the pass there.
8 turnovers against St. Joe here in the ballgame. 4:50 for the third. Here comes Kennedy on the push with a wraparound dribble. Kennedy over the top to Bowles. He goes up, blocked by Boyd. Cleared by Muhammad ahead to Aldridge. Aldridge on the fly. Strip. Foul called. He gets 2.
Okay, Brian. Here we go. I think here we go.
But you got to, if you want to turn the press on, you got to make both. Every point is important. It's a 16-point Brother Rice lead right now. And Chance Aldridge, who made his only free throw of the game, 7 points in the game tonight. Aldridge free throw. Get in there. Get in there. It does.
You helped it there, Brian. It needed a little bit of a push.
43-28, 4:39 left in the third period. Aldridge second attempt. Goes down. And here they come with the pressure again. Aldridge 5 in the quarter and 9 in the game. They have it to Coughlin in the backcourt. Coughlin guarded by Jalen Boyd. Over the top pass to the right side for Fitzpatrick. They beat the pressure that time on the left side. Kellogg. Out front it comes to Kennedy. Kennedy leans over the dribble, now backs up against Muhammad. And now Kennedy wants to go one-on-one with Muhammad. Instead, plays it left side. They dump it underneath to Coughlin. Coughlin fakes, comes back out to Kellogg. Out front, Kennedy. 4:12 for the third. On the left side is Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick on the drive into the lane. Scoop. Layup is in. 45-29. Right back comes Aldridge. He lost the ball. Kellogg a steal. Back comes Brother Rice on the push. Kellogg, a 3 by Fitzpatrick is good. And that may have closed the door. 48-29. And St. Joe calls time with 3:48 left in the third. You don't want to say what's over and what isn't, but that 3 by Fitzpatrick may have slammed the door.
Boy, we thought St. Joe was working their way right back in it. And Chance Aldridge hit those 2 free throws. But all of a sudden, 5-0 run back by Brother Rice. 19-point lead now. It just seems like the Chargers can't catch a break tonight.
They sure can. I got an NBA score for you. Halftime at the United Center. Lakers 62 and the Bulls 57. And again, that score is at halftime. Chance Aldridge got a 3-point play. And it looked like they were going to get back in this ball game. But Brother Rice has closed it. They have held them off yet again. Again, there's still plenty of time to come back and get this one. But with the precision that Brother Rice has been playing with for this entire game, it's going to be tough.
And the ability for Brother Rice to variate their offense. If they do break that full court press, they've been slowing it down. Longer possessions allow them to milk some clock with the big lead.
And take more possessions away from St. Joe. Boyd outside left finds Jalen Boyd in the left corner. Jalen Boyd spins left of the lane, comes back outside. They shut him off. Nowhere to go. Muhammad has it out front. Jalen Boyd has been cut off tonight. Jordan Boyd with a spin, 15-footer, rimming. No, rebound Fitzpatrick. And now they'll turn the pressure on again as Kennedy beats the pressure. Coughlin has it back to Kennedy on the left wing. 3:20 for the third. Here comes Kennedy. Wraparound dribble. Beats Boyd to the basket and shoots it in. He's got 20.
Boy, he has been impressive tonight. And he gives Brother Rice a 21-point lead.
And he has it again. Here he comes. Kennedy on the fly. Stripped. Foul called. Bobby Frazier wants a tee. So everybody's running over to help out their teammates, but this crowd is quiet and they're starting to dissipate.
Yeah, that was a hard foul there by Jordan Boyd.
And they're going to call it as such, I believe.
Yeah, they can say there's a flagrant foul.
Yep.
On Jordan Boyd. Or rather, intentional foul is the call.
It is indeed an intentional foul. Two on Jordan Boyd, 2 fouls on St. Joe. But you can just see the wheels beginning to fall completely off. Free throw good for Kennedy. 5 points in the quarter. 21 points in the game. Free throw number 2. Yep. And instead of this being a party, it's become a funeral. And more so, fast.
It has. It has. It's a night where it begins with celebration, but now you see a 23-point deficit.
And make it 25 on a beautiful bounce pass in play to Nick Bowes, who gets an easy layup at the rim. Back comes Jafari Brown. He's fouled attacking the basket. 2:51 left in the third, 54-29. St. Joe has trailed since the first quarter, when they surrendered the lead because of that technical foul that allowed Brother Rice to go on a run. It's been all Crusaders. And we talked about pacing. Brother Rice has set the pace, and they have not stopped. Jalen Boyd hits the 18-footer from the left wing. But there's no kind of cheering whatsoever going on, and we get a foul. 54-31. I believe this is the latest they've hit, second latest they've hit 30, save the DePaul Prep game. 2:36 left in the third. Foul is charged to Jafari Brown, his second. Kennedy at the controls. He's in line for our most valuable player because he has been just that tonight. Bowes hands it off to Kennedy. Kennedy kicks it left corner. Kellogg 3. Yep. That's his first field goal of the game, and it may as well be his last one because this door is slamming shut and the locks are being put on right now. Jafari Brown outside right. Here comes Brown with a spin. They trap him, and a foul called with 2:07 left in the third.
This has been shocking, Brian. I know, as you said, any night in the CCL, you better bring your best. But to be down by 26 here in the third quarter, I don't think anybody could have seen this coming.
Well, I'll say it again. You can't take a night off, and I'm not saying St. Joe took a night off, but they had a lot of wind taken out of their sails with that technical foul. Jalen Boyd with a 20-footer, good from the left wing. He's got 4 in the quarter and 8 for the game, 57-33. 150 for the third, and Kennedy on the fly, over the top to Bowles. Reverse layup is good. They get the bucket right back. They have beaten this pressure into submission.
Yep, they broke that press perfectly. Wide open lane there for Bowles.
Now, how do you beat the pressure? You throw it over the top. On the left side is Jalen Boyd. Boyd with a right-handed dribble, swings it left corner to Jafari Brown. Brown backs down on the dribble. Out front, Chance Aldridge hit with a three. 59-36 and 80 seconds left in the third. And now they come up with a steal, but Kennedy steals it back. Finds Bowles. He fakes. Over the top pass tipped by Muhammad. Comes to Kellogg, back to Coughlin. Coughlin runs into Jafari Brown, and Bobby Frazier wants time. Bobby Frazier's been a part of these Brother Rice teams that can absolutely blister you with a run. And that 31-12 run to close the first half has put this game out of reach.
Yeah, really, as you said, Brian, took the wind out of the sails of St. Joe's. And in my time here for St. Joe's, I have not seen this happen to them, just being taken completely out of a ball game.
Well, I did a game with the Crusaders in 2005 when they played Leo over at the Crusader Coliseum. And before you could blink, it was 20-0, Brother Rice. That's just how quickly they can strike. St. Joseph can strike just as quickly. But, and I will say a word I said at halftime, I've never seen St. Joe, in the years I've watched him, this tentative. And that technical foul put them way, way back. 59-36 our score and 68 seconds left in the third period. Hall of Fame night tonight here at St. Joe, but since midway through the first quarter, it's been all Brother Rice. And you can't fault the Crusaders. They have poured it on.
And they brought quite a contingent over from the south side as well, and they have been loud tonight.
They always travel, and travel well. Looking to come in, and they come into Kennedy. Kennedy, guarded by Jalen Brown, lost the ball. Brown comes up with a steal. Waits for traffic to clear, now comes across into the front court. Jalen Brown on the drive, lost the ball, and it goes over to Brother Rice.
Tough break there for Jalen Boyd. He could not find a way to hold on to that basketball, trying to drive to the basket.
Yeah, he had it too. Malik Anderson back on for St. Joe. Jalen Boyd departs. 53 seconds left in the third quarter. They come and play to Kennedy, who turns on the dribble against Jafari Brown, motors into the front court, dumps it to Bowles, and he lays it in. They get the bounces, and we don't. But when you have a team down, you keep pouring it on. 61-36, Muhammad with a fall-away jumper. Nope, and Kennedy, another rebound, and he's close to a triple-double tonight. He's tied up with Chance Aldridge. 34 seconds left in the third. Marquise Kennedy has been a one-man wrecking crew for Brother Rice tonight. He has set them up beautifully. He's got 10 assists in the ball game. He is sitting on 22 points. And he's got 7 rebounds in the game tonight. Coughlin beats the pressure in the front court. Coughlin backs up on the dribble. On the right side, I beg your pardon, is Fitzpatrick. They swing it left to Glennon. Glennon starts his dribble, 14 seconds, third period. Out front it comes to Kellogg. Now Coughlin has it out front, 8 seconds. Coughlin on the drive, lost the ball. St. Joseph needs a basket. Here comes Aldridge on the fly. Right-hand layup is good. And that closes the third quarter. Aldridge gets 10 in the third period, but Brother Rice winds up stretching the lead to 61-38, a 23-point bulge as we head to the money period.
I'm just in shock, Brian. I've said it time and time again.
Oh, yeah.
This Brother Rice team that they did play well earlier this week against Richards. They put up over 80 points on Richards. But looking at their schedule and past performances, I don't think I could have expected them to come into this gym and put on this kind of performance.
Me neither, my friend. Me neither. Another NBA score. and I don't believe I'm going to read this. Second quarter in Texas. Sixers 38, Spurs 21.
Wow. Well, that's a sign of the future there.
Matter of fact, got an update. That game is now at halftime. Sixers 50, Spurs 31.
Wow.
Unreal.
That's something.
We'll try to get a Fenwick score for you and keep abreast of everything that's going on with the Chicago Catholic League. As we start the money period. St. Joseph has it in play to Muhammad. Muhammad dancing on the dribble against Kellogg out front. Jordan Boyd to Chance Aldridge. Jafari Brown on the left wing. Over the top pass, low left to Jordan Boyd. And Boyd is stripped. It's out of bounds, and it will stay with St. Joe.
I've got the Fenwick score update here. 43-39, Fenwick leading DePaul Prep with 6 minutes to play there.
Jafari Brown with a three out of the corner. No good. Rebound snatched down by Jalen Boyd, and he puts it home. 61-40. And now against pressure, they have it into Fitzpatrick. Drops a bounce pass to Bollinger. Missed the reverse layup, and the rebound comes down to Boyd. Muhammad runs ahead. A three by Aldridge is no good. And the rebound by Kennedy and a loose ball foul.
That's the fourth on Jalen Boyd as well. But down 21, you have to keep him on the floor.
You have to. 7:19 remains in the game, and they'll turn the pressure on. Fitzpatrick to come in full court. They run it in play to Glennon. Glennon bumped by Brown. Glennon on the drive. Keeping his dribble alive and comes back out to the left side. Kennedy has it outside right. 7:08 for the game. On the right side is Fitzpatrick. Dump low right, Bollinger. Kick out left corner. A three by Kellogg is no good. Rebound snatched down by Jordan Boyd. Jalen Boyd ahead to Aldridge. Aldridge with a feint is fouled. And a little bit of good sportsmanship by Glennon. And that's something that you like to see. What you don't like to see is some of the fans heading for home here from the Spectrum.
There's a lot of contact there,
Yeah.
but it's not something where it's Glennon's fault.
No.
He just bit on the shot fake and then fell down on Chance Aldridge.
Yeah.
And so now the Chargers are in the bonus.
And that will send Chance Aldridge to the free throw line. He had 10 points in the third quarter. They'll get a 1-and-1 here. Free throw good. He'll get the penalty shot. We got to call it like we see it, folks. And St. Joseph has been taken apart since midway through the first quarter. And a lot of wind's been taken out of their sails with that technical foul. You point back to that technical foul. That doesn't happen. They stay in the game. 61-41 as Coughlin whips it ahead to Kellogg. Kellogg outside left. Flips a pass out front to Coughlin. Coughlin dancing on the dribble on the right side. 6:40 for the game. Kennedy, the star of the game, swings to right side to Bollinger. In the right corner is Coughlin. Coughlin comes out with a left-handed dribble, picks it up, looks for help, finds Kennedy on the right wing. Kennedy with a jab step fake, now comes back out on the dribble, wants to go one-on-one. Now Kennedy on the drive with a left-hand dribble, cut off at the free throw line, works his way outside left. Jafari Brown nearly picked it off, but it's out of bounds. And it will stay. It will stay with Brother Rice with 6:23 remaining in the game. Kellogg to come in play to Kennedy. Kennedy accelerates, wraparound dribble, front court to the left, drops a bounce pass to Kellogg. Out front it comes, ball tipped away. It will stay with Brother Rice with 6:13 remaining.
46-42 Fenwick with 5 minutes left in regulation.
We'll keep abreast of that game. Out to Kellogg in the left corner. Kellogg has it out front, picks up his dribble. Look out! Jafari Brown took down Kellogg. Kellogg
Well, you have to.
Timeout's called by Brother Rice. It's a good thing nothing else was called.
Yeah, you have to be careful in these situations. You can't let your It's frustrating to be down 20 points.
Well, the emotion's what got him in this mess in the first place.
And they're not used to this type of situation.
No.
As I said, nobody has blown out this St. Joe team this season. And
Well, guess what? It's happening right now.
It is right now, and they have to be able to control their emotions, continue to play their hardest, and just see if they can somehow at least get this game to maybe a 10-point game. If they could get it to a 10-point game with, let's see, 2 minutes left, then at least that'd be somewhat respectable. But it would take an absolute miracle here.
It would take a lot of pressure. So Jafari Brown remains on the floor. Coughlin to come in at the timeline. And stolen by Boyd. Nope, got it back in by Kennedy. Great job by Kennedy. Here he comes on the drive. In for the left. Lefty layup is in. You can turn out the lights.
He's been unstoppable. Kennedy has just had his way tonight getting to the basket.
He's got 24 in the game. Here comes Muhammad on the drive. He throws up a wild scoop. That's no good. Out of bounds. Belongs to Brother Rice. And St. Joseph has turned the ball over for the 15th time. Oh, brother. They're going to have a lot to talk about and work on before they go to Batavia tomorrow. And Connor will have that call tomorrow afternoon.
And that's a tough place to play as well.
Oh, boy. And all the starters, save Chance Aldridge, are out.
Well, this is a moment where not only the fact, I guess, you have to save the starters down 20, but this is sending a message right now from Coach Pingator to that starting lineup.
They didn't play well tonight at all. Well, they played well early, and it's not the fact that they didn't give an effort, as Kennedy has it this time, out to Kellogg. Kellogg swings it right side to Kennedy, left side to Kennedy, out front Coughlin. Coughlin with a jab step fake. They just ran into an absolute buzzsaw tonight. Their emotions got the best of them, and they're paying for it. Here comes Kennedy on the fly, lays it in, draws the foul. Good night, sweetheart.
Unstoppable, Marquise Kennedy tonight. No other way to put it, as he's about to have a chance here at a three-point play, and he's given Brother Rice a 24-point lead.
Robinson, the foul, his first, 26 for Kennedy tonight. 27 with that free throw. And I mean, he has been this is what you would describe as an attack game. Robinson has it this time for St. Joe against Kellogg. Drops a bounce pass out front to Anderson. On the drive, flips it to the right baseline for Fuller. Fuller lean in, flip, good. So Fuller with his first basket, 66-43 against pressure. Over the top pass to Kennedy. Left side, Bollinger on the drive. Yep, and a foul called.
2 consecutive possessions.
Wow.
With a chance at a three-point play. Everything is falling tonight for Brother Rice.
And it has been falling since that first quarter. So Bollinger will head to the free throw line. With Brother Rice holding a 25-point lead and 4:46 left. They're going to have to come out and play a lot better tomorrow afternoon. And the fear that I have, Bollinger's free throw is good. 11 points in the game for Bollinger. Timeout called by St. Joe. And I know you've seen this on back-to-back days. The fear that I have, they'll come out just as flat in the second game than they did on the back-to-back game as they did in this one.
How do you respond to adversity? That's the question.
That's the question that needs to be answered. Now, I will say it again. In no way, shape, or form are we saying that St. Joe didn't give a maximum effort tonight, but 2 things happened. One, their emotions got the best of them in that first quarter with that Jalen Boyd technical foul, which led to basically a 3-point possession and, in essence, opened the floodgates.
It really did. That 31-12 run, starting in the first quarter, extending on into the second quarter, and then we were thinking maybe coming out in the second half, the Chargers would find their way to get back into it. They cut the lead at one point to 14 in the third quarter.
Yep.
Brother Rice responded by
expanding
the lead to 25. So it's they got
it to 14, and then a quick 7-0 run took care of that. 4:46 remaining in the game. Anderson trots it up. St. Joe left to right here in the second half. Now they drive in, miss the layup again, and here comes Glennon. Drops a bounce pass to Fitzpatrick. He lays it in, and they're making this too easy. That's been happening all game long. That has been happening all game long. Robinson dancing on the dribble out front. Robinson picks up his dribble. Fuller with a lean-in flip. Nope. Rebound Kellogg. 71 on the board for Brother Rice, backing up the 80-plus they had against Richards earlier this week. Here comes Kellogg on the drive. Hands it off to Bollinger. Here he comes. Kicks it right corner to Fitzpatrick. Out front Kellogg. On the left side is Glennon. Glennon wraparound dribble. Kicks it out front to Kellogg. 3:50 for the game. Fitzpatrick outside left. Out front to Coughlin.
This offense has looked like a well-oiled machine tonight.
Yeah, exactly. You wouldn't believe they were 13-8 coming into
No
this game tonight.
chance.
You would think they were sitting on top of the Catholic League with an undefeated record the way they played ball
You
tonight.
would think so.
But give them kudos. They have come out to play. And as I say that, they turned the ball over for only you ready for this? For only the 5th time tonight. Here comes Anderson on the drive. All the way, shoots it in.
That's how you do it. That's how you come on the road and get a big-time win. You don't turn the basketball over. You're efficient offensively. Great from the field. They were just about any team. Now, this isn't to excuse St. Joe's. As we said,
Right.
This has been a poor performance from the Chargers.
Uh-huh.
But just about any team in the area that would go up against this Brother Rice team would have a tough night.
Would call this a buzzsaw. But again, we talked about this at the top of the broadcast. Glennon misses the free throw. We talked about this at the top of the broadcast. This is how Brother Rice plays. And you have to match them. St. Joe hasn't since the first quarter. They've given an effort. Don't get me wrong. They have given an effort, but Brother Rice just put their foot on their throats. Glennon misses 2. Rebound snatched down by Fitzpatrick, and that's how the game is gone. Mike Furlong on the floor for Brother Rice for the first time. Here comes Glennon on the fly. Drops it underneath, and the layup is good for Matt Plum, who's on the floor for the first time. 73-45 and 2:50 remaining. Anderson on the drive, into the lane, lean in, flip, and air ball.
You want to know when a team is playing with a lot of confidence? When you put a unit of your bench in and they look just as good as the starters.
Yep.
They come off the bench, having not played the whole night, and they look just as good as the starters.
Jimmy Gavin will come on for the first time. And Brother Rice has it on the move, right to left. Glennon a crossover dribble. Kick out to the left corner. A 3 for Furlong is good. 3 for Gavin is good. Off the bench and into the basket. And the lead is 31 with 2.5 left. Well, St. Joe will try to bounce back with Batavia tomorrow. Connor will have the call as we get a foul called here.
And I want to mention, Brian, that's actually going to be a late-night game. Tip-off scheduled for 7:45. It'll be the finale to the Night of Hoops. And I'm assuming that's going to roll well past 8 o'clock when you have a full day of basketball, sophomore and varsity games. So
been there.
I will keep everybody updated, but I'm assuming about an 8:15 to 8:30 tip. It's set for 7:45 right now.
Free throw good for Malik Anderson. He's got 3 points in this quarter. 76-46, 2:23 remaining. And you just got to tip your hat. First of all, tip your hat to both teams. They did play hard tonight. Both teams did play hard tonight, but tip your hat to Brother Rice even more as Anderson drops the second free throw. They saw an opportunity and they took it. Glennon dancing on the dribble out front. Now flips it to Plum. Out front, Glennon. Glennon jab step fake. Swings it right side. Or left side, I beg your pardon. Drops a bounce pass underneath. Layup missed. Rebound on the floor. Joe Fitzgerald on the floor for the first time. And Brother Rice gets their 11th offensive rebound of the night. Drops a bounce pass underneath. And St. Joe comes up with a steal. And then Brother Rice doubles on them and steals it back. Glennon had his pass tipped. It comes to Plum and he lays it in. That's how the night is gone. Wow. 100 seconds left in this one.
It's one of those nights where every time you see the ball go up for Brother Rice, it seems like it's going in.
Just like that one did for Malik Anderson, but way too little, way too late. Glennon trapped. Over the top pass to Plum. A right side 3. Nope. And the rebound chased down by St. Joe, and here they come. On the move is Fuller, 15-footer. Nope. And the rebound snatched down by Furlong. Furlong waits for traffic to clear. He brings it up with 65 seconds left. Kick to the left corner, a three on the way. Nope. And the rebound snatched down by Anderson. Anderson with a stutter step move and a foul called with 55 seconds remaining. A quick post game after the game. Not many happy folks, but there's going to be some happy folks at the Hall of Fame reception. Willing to bet you they won't talk too much about this game, but
I don't think so.
You want to put this, if you're St. Joe, what you want to do to keep this positive is keep this in the rearview mirror, take what you can from it, free throw good for Anderson, and go to Batavia tomorrow.
What do you take from this? You don't let one moment affect you.
And that's exactly what happened.
Jalen Boyd goes to the bench after that technical foul with 3 fouls, and you could see it had a massive impact on the Chargers.
Anderson 4 for 4 in the fourth quarter, 50 seconds left. They don't have to shoot the ball, Brother Rice doesn't, but they're just having fun right now. Here's a three out of the right corner, yeah. And as I say that happens. Mike Furlong gets his name in the book. 81 points, so back-to-back 80-point games for Brother Rice, and as I said at the top of the broadcast, this is how lethal they can be. Anderson shovels a pass underneath to Fuller, lean-in flip, short, rebound, volleyball around, it comes down to Fitzgerald.
And that's the first time the Chargers have given up 80-plus since that St. Lawrence game.
And now a steal for Anderson, he'll go in for the right-handed flush. Five seconds left. And a steal, and this ball game is over. Coach Bing and the bunch not happy with what happened tonight, but all you take from a game like this, Connor, you shake your hand of the opponent that beat you, take what you can from this, go to Batavia tomorrow.
Absolutely. You have to just be able to respond. Batavia is a tough opponent. They're having a great season. They're playing Geneva tonight. We'll see how that one turns out. But it's just a game where you learn some things from it. You learn not to let one moment affect you. But other than that, you can throw the rest of it out.
Yeah, throw the rest of it out. Indeed. It's time for this team to come together, listen to their coach, take the lessons that you can, and you go to Batavia tomorrow. Wow. You talk about a team that was taken apart tonight. St. Joe was taken apart tonight by, at least for one night, a very superior Brother Rice team.
They were the better team tonight by far. They were shooting the basketball extremely well. They were not turning it over, and Marquise Kennedy was outstanding.
81-53 is your final score here from the Spectrum in Westchester, Illinois. Connor Klingen, I want to thank you and Mark Ciceni and everyone else here in the Charger community for allowing me to help you call this game tonight. I really appreciate it.
Well, thanks for coming, Brian. It was a lot of fun. Well, other than the game itself.
Yeah, other than the game. But you know what? Had the thrill of calling the game with you, and this won't be the last one. Final one more time. Brother Rice 81, St. Joe 53. St. Joe will go to Batavia tomorrow to play against the Batavia Bulldogs. Connor Klingen will have that game tomorrow night, and we will give you our schedule for our playoff coverage of St. Joe and other parts of the Chicago Catholic League. Don't forget, 1 week from Monday, arenasportsnetchicago.com will be live. You can go there and follow coverage there, as well as the mothership, arenasportsnet.com, as we continue to rebuild our franchise. You want ways to support? Go to arenasportsnet.com/support and look at the ways that you can support us in getting this built, especially here in the Chicago area. There's too much talent that goes undiscovered, too much talent that goes uncovered, and we're going to fix that. Final one more time. Brother Rice 81, St. Joe 53. Connor will talk to you tomorrow from Batavia. Until then, have a great night. God bless. Remember to make your next move your best move, and always remember, if your dreams don't scare you, then they are not big enough. Dream big, do bigger. So long from the St. Joseph Spectrum, everybody.